Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing today? Today I'm going to talk about a man in the middle. There is an update for a video that I made, I think a year ago. A lot of people wrote me in that video and asking me for a few problems that happened with man in the middle implementation related to the installation of the SSL certificate. Sorry, not the SSL certificate, the certificate authorities on every single computer that we have to perform. Unless you run a domain controller, you can add that on under the local policies. But if you are not running a domain controller, that was quite hard to install the certificate authority in every single computer, or at least every single uh, user that you want them to pass through to the proxy. That was pretty hard. And also, if you wanted to block things on like wireless devices, that was also very hard to install SSL certificates, at least on the previous generations. I don't know these ones. I don't even try these ones. If you're my follower, you see that I made a video a year ago and installing. Actually, I made a video building the Pfsense computer. It was a small computer that I built from scratch for $400, and I was explaining all the parts that I was using on that computer and blah blah blah. But I had like $400 sitting on my living room doing the job for a 60 bucks router, the ones you get, the Linksys router. Because basically what I did is I couldn't make the man in the middle work in the way I wanted, and I have to open all the traffic, especially for my roommates because my roommates use uh, some applications that what was that? Is something similar to WhatsApp. It's like but the Japanese version. What was that? Line. The name of the program, the application is Line. And the way the line was connecting, it was well, I have to open some ports, and then they connect to different bunch of IPs. And anyway, so I didn't have the time to play with that thing, and it was just sitting there for like a year. That computer. So I said, okay, I put some money there. I need to investigate what's going on with this. So a week ago, I was playing with that when I had some time. So I was playing with the Pfsense, and I noticed right here that it just pops for an update on the router. I believe when I made the video, it was the 2.30 version or 2.3.1, something like that. And but like I said, I'm not actually updating things right away. I don't know if I explained that in my previous videos, but I'm not updating things right away. I usually wait for like 6 months just to get the feedback from the community. I had the experience before the updating pfSense or updating even my FreeNAS stuff. It just break things, and I have to, especially in the pfSense case, I have to reinstall the pfSense a couple times and just load all the rules again. So yeah, I usually wait for like at least 6 months. So anyway, and that happened because actually not 6 months, a year, almost a year. And I applied the changes. I just noticed that it just went for version point 2.3.0 through 2.3.1 and 2.3.3, which is the latest one. And it just changed a lot. They just changed the graphics, and if you see the previous videos, you can see what I'm talking about with all the graphics and the look and feel. It just changed, which is actually pretty good to have it. An update seems like you're running something new. But I don't care as long as the pfSense does what it's supposed to be doing. That's actually what I care. And when I was playing with the BPM, no, the BPM, no, the proxy, I noticed that there's a new option here. So either way, I just want to explain you quickly the sections. This is the general sections in which you are actually going to tell the proxy uh, which interface is going to use the proxy. So all the connections that came from my LAN, it will be proxy to that, and in conjunction with the proxy guard, it will be blocking whatever I tell the squid guard to block, like Facebook or trackers or spyware or whatever I tell that thing, violence or whatever, it will be blocked. So I'm telling the proxy what it has to be blocked, and I'm telling the proxy in which port it needs to be listening. So most cases, people will go to the browser and tell, "Hey, I'm using a proxy, and I'm using the port of 3128." In this case, due to the ability for Pfsense to work as a transparent proxy, that will do the trick without actually telling the browser. So the user doesn't need to know. Uh, the users don't need to know that they are using a proxy or they are filtering by a proxy. And this is the general section, and the second section just comes the first filtering, which is going to be the HTTP, and that's pretty straightforward because the text or whatever is sent to that protocol, it will be in plain text, and it's very easy for your proxy to catch some words related to, I don't know, violence or pornography or sex or whatever, and just filter that URL or filtering by words. Um, and here in this section, you can bypass, I don't know, if you want, for example, your laptop no to be blocked by the proxy, you just can put here the IP. In this case, I'm creating an alias, and in this alias, I was putting all my cell phones. Just to bypass all the proxy because, like I said, it was blocking some applications from my roommates. This, by the way, I can get rid of this because this is not working anymore. This alias is pretty much empty. I'll show you in a bit. And here, this is I'm bypassing this external IP because this is for work. But that's it. And the interesting part comes here with the HTTPS traffic. And this is how man in the middle works. So basically, when a user, let's say the user wants to connect to Facebook, and that connection, so let's simulate that one. I explained that a couple times, but I don't mind to explain that again. So I go to Google and I say Facebook. Oh, oh crap, what happened in my hands? Okay, so I say Facebook, and as you can see, first Google is already doing the connection through the HTTPS. So whatever I send to that connection, it will be encrypted. So by clicking in this, it also will connect to HTTPS traffic. And if you don't have Facebook block, that will block immediately. That will not block the connection because it will send everything in a different way that your proxy cannot read the word sex or the URL. The way SquidGuard works is they work by word or they work by a list of URLs that have been reported as pornography or Facebook or Twitter or even IPs. So if the information is being sent encrypted, the SquidGuard would not be able to read it anyway. So man in the middle needs to break that encryption and see what is inside and take that information as a human readable and compare with the rules. That's exactly what man in the middle has to do. And I don't know, and more easy way to explain that thing. So if we back here, we're telling the same thing. Okay, listen all the connection that comes from the LAN, from the users here at home. Use different port because the other one, HTTP, is listening port 3028. In this case, it's gonna listen in 3129. So, and then this is the good part of this one. I just noticed that, well, I did my research on this, and before we have to create certificates, so the Pfsense it will fake, like let's say you try to connect to Facebook, and then PfSense says, "Oh, okay, I'm Facebook," and it will pass the certificate to the user who tried to connect to Facebook, and that's how initiate the connection. And by having the source and the end of the connection, that PfSense break the tunnel and get inside and see if the information is allowed or not. Um, so by changing this from this option to this option, you basically don't have to do anything. So you don't have to install any certificate on any computer or any cell phone, because that was very, very painful, especially for people which was trying to implement this on a company in which you have like 100 employees and you have to go computer by computer installing on all the browsers and shit like that, user by user. Or even you try to root a phone in order to install a certificate. That was very, very painful. And some people had to even pay like very pricey solutions to try to filter HTTP traffic. But now pfSense is doing it that by just selecting this splice all. So like I said, you don't have to do anything on your clients. You don't have to do anything on your phones. It will just work pretty much out of the box. As long as you go and start like configuring, I just gonna browse my configuration and what I'm selecting and what I'm doing here. So you can basically copy the same configuration. And this is my advanced options. As you can see, I don't have anything, just these 3 lines. But these lines is in order to pass the connection to Squidward and get all the rules blocked. And that's it, guys. It's pretty much all the things that you have to do. This is an update, obviously, for the previous video. If you guys interested in implement that in your company, that will do the trick. You don't have to do pretty much anything and go computer by computer, user by user, and browser by browser installing the SSL certificate. That's pretty good. That's on the, like I said, that's on the new version, uh, 2.3.3. And it's pretty good. As you can see, the look and feel of the pfSense it looks pretty clean. You have all your applications here. You can install, or sometimes it pops for an update. Obviously, I recommend you to search before you actually update things on your pfSense. Otherwise, you probably end by breaking things, or at least do a backup. And that's it. Um, Another thing that I actually want to say, just to give you an idea of how to use your pfSense. For example, here in Canada, I was lucky to get a service provider that allowed me to have an static IP. Basically, it's a dynamic IP, but for me, it's a static because even if I power off my router even for 2 3 days, I still getting the same IP. But the funniest thing is that the other day I called because I was trying to connect on a laptop and accessing that from outside. I could not the thing, but I was more interested to expose the laptop to the public, and I was trying to get a quote for a public IP. And before actually I asked for the quote, I asked for a second IP if it is possible to get another one due to the connection that is pretty much a DHCP. So I might just connect a second card and connect that to a switch, and I probably get another one, which I was actually. I got the IP. The only thing is they have to enable that at the end. They have to see the MAC address of that thing, and even if you get the IP right here, you will have to contact them in order to get activated that IP. Anyway, I called them and I said, oh, you guys told me that I'm allowed to have up to 2 IPs. And I said, well, I don't know who told you that, but anyway, uh, we will review that thing. If we have to charge you, we will charge you. Um, but they didn't actually charge me anything, and I'm getting a second public IP. And the thing is, I use this IP for a open VPN tunnel. So basically, you can. I have two VPN tunnels. This VPN tunnel basically goes from my computer at work to my house. So if I want to access, for example, my router, my Pfsense, or I want to access my FreeNAS box from work, I'm able to do that because I'm doing the connection through the tunnel. I'm no interested to expose my Pfsense router to the public or my FreeNAS, obviously. And the only way to access that thing is through the tunnel. And the other thing is, due to the fact that I got a new public IP, I created a second tunnel. But this tunnel is very interesting because this tunnel is for my wireless devices, like my cell phone, so my roommates. So basically, what I tell my roommates is to install a Open VPN client. If you go outside, you just hit that connect button on the Open VPN apps, and that will connect you to the tunnel, but not only connect you to the tunnel, so it also redirect all the traffic. So if I open my Chrome or my browser, my Firefox browser at my phone, on my phone, and I try to go to, let's see, Facebook, it will first send the connection to my house and from my house to Facebook. So it will redirect all the traffic. Now, why I want to do that? Because it will also take the advantage of the HTTPS filtering. So m- most people is interested in block all the incoming connections, and that's how you have to firewall and set all the rules and block whatever you have to block on the firewall, even if you want to block pings or whatever. Right. So that's pretty good. But nowadays, the problem is from inside to outside. So you go ahead and you bought a new, on your phone or on your computer, a new application, and just install that application, and the application will do the connection from your computer to outside. So we're more worried to block whatever comes from outside to inside. But nowadays, like I said, you have to filter in traffic from your house to outside, or from your device, your wireless devices through the outside, because it just connects to that server. Your application that is running on your computer connects to somewhere else, and it will start transferring all the information without you knowing about that. So if you have a proxy filtering the HTTP traffic, or filtering any port, or blocking the ports and everything, is a combination of many things. You block the ports with the proxy, and you also filter the traffic that is encrypted, because most of the application start doing connections through the port 443 in the HTTPS. And because that is encrypted, it will start sending information that you don't want to be sent somewhere, and that can be blocked by doing a man-in-the-middle technique. That's pretty much that thing. And if I, for example, go outside and I connect to my second tunnel, like I said, the connection will be redirected first at home, and from home is gonna go to somewhere else, and that will take the advantage of be filtering by my proxy and be filtering by all the rules that I apply. So no matter if I at home or I'm working on the street, I'm still covered by my proxy and everything. So that's pretty good. It's just an idea, no? It's give you an idea what you can do with your proxy. So that's everything I have to say. It's an update, and hopefully you guys can implement the Pfsense with man-in-the-middle technique. And if you guys have any questions, please write me a question um, on the comment section, and I will try to do my best to answer whatever your question is. All right, so see you guys next time. Bye bye. Adios.